All right. In this next one, we want to graph the equation, again, using a table of values. So let's see what we can do. Like last time, I'll go ahead and solve this for y, so we have a little bit easier of a time working with it. So I'll move that 5x to the other side by adding 5x to both sides. Then I'll go ahead and divide by 2. So this is the equation I'll be using. It's really the same as the original. I've just manipulated it a little bit so I have an easier time working with it. Now let's pick some values to put in there for x so we can see what y needs to be. We'll pick some nice ones like -4, -2, 0, 2, and 4. Now this one I'm picking values that are multiples of 2, since all of them will have to multiply by that 5/2 first. And again, it'll just make our lives a little bit easier. So for y equals a 5/2 multiplied by a -4, then we will add 10. So -4 times a 5/2. That would give us a -10. And when we add 10 to that, we get 0. So our first point is a -4, 0. Right there. All right, let's try another one. This one is -2, so we'll plug that one in there. -2 times 5/2 would be a -5. We'll add 10 to that and get a total of 5. So this point, -2, 5. All right, moving on. What happens if we go ahead and put in a 0? Well, 0 times 5/2 would be 0. Add 10 to that, we'd get 10. So I have another point for my chart here, and this one's really off the chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, way up here. Now we can already see that after doing a bunch of these, the rest of my graph is going to go completely off of my graph paper here. We'll go ahead and do the other two just so you can see what their value will be. But we already have plenty of points that we could go ahead and graph this line if we wanted to. So if I put in a 2, I'd have 5 plus 10, which would be 15. And let's see, one more. If we put in a 4, 4 times 5/2. Let's see, what would that give us? I think a 10 plus another 10, and we'd have 20. So now we have plenty of points, so we can go ahead and graph this out. I'll go ahead and connect the dots. So the graph of this equation looks like this. And with this one, we can even take it a bit farther and mark out its x-intercept. This one's at -4, 0. And its y-intercept way up here. This will be at 0, 10. You can see they show up in the chart here and here when one of the variables is 0. All right. So we'll look at more next time with being able to do some shortcuts for graphing these lines. But with many types of equations, you can often use a table to generate some values and put on some points. Thank you for watching.